Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All right. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day, night, depending on wherever you are. Do get and understand once your perception gets better, honey, that's when your life is going to get better. Okay. Perception is key. I wanted to come on here real quick to talk about courage. Okay. And feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Okay, that's what courage is. Oftentimes, I don't know what we be thinking about courage, right? But courage is doing something that you are terrified of, doing something that you are afraid of, and you still doing it. Okay, that's where courage comes from. Also, whenever you do something that you are terrified of, it builds your confidence. Okay, it builds your confidence. The reason why you are afraid to do certain things is because you taking on someone else's fear. Meaning, I remember when I was a kid, I always used to hear my mother say she was afraid of heights, okay? And I wanted to get out of that fear. So what I started doing was, I remember like it was yesterday, I was challenging myself, I done had my spiritual awakening, I became more aware, okay? And I remember I had called my oldest son, who at the time was about 17, I believe, and is a bridge that's by my house. And I didn't know how the hell to even get up on this bridge, okay, to walk this bridge. But I was so determined to get out of that fear state of hearing my mama say she was afraid of heights. And I didn't want that to be my reality, right? And so I called my son up and I asked him, I said, you know how to get on this bridge? And my son, he didn't even have a clue, but he was scared himself. And the reason I know he was scared was because he was trying to talk me out of it. He was saying things like, don't even walk it. Why you walking it, right? And that showed me he was afraid. But what I started doing was day by day, I started executing. I started walking a bridge. And the bridge was from New Jersey to New York, okay? And I kept on doing it. Although I would listen to inspirational stuff to help me walk the bridge, okay, I kept on doing it, okay? The thing about fear is, it's not real only but what we make of it, okay? If you tell yourself you are afraid of this thing, right, the more it's going to seem like it's so big. I remember, to all the people that want to start videos, honey, let me tell you something, okay? It was once upon a time I wasn't always like this, ready, okay, to come up on any platform to speak. You get what I'm saying? I remember probably about 9 years ago, right? I know this, okay? And I remember it was a girl that I knew from my hometown, okay? And I remember she started doing Facebook Lives. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, how could she do it, right? How could she do Facebook Lives? If somebody would have told me, honey, I would have been doing Facebook Lives for 5.5 years, honey, I would have thought they was sick, okay? And I remember I was like, I could not do it. Like, she would be on Facebook just speaking freely, just like no worry, no care in the world. And I just never thought I could do it. But understand this, and I got this from Aaron Dowdy. The moment you do it, you are it. Okay? The moment you do it, you are it. After I had my spiritual awakening, my whole concept was, I want to get people out the matrix. I want to inspire millions of people. Okay? I did not know exactly what that was going to look like. Okay? when I started doing, let me tell you about Facebook, okay? So I started off on YouTube, okay? And I was terrified even on YouTube, okay? Not this channel. I had like, I think 2 other channels, okay? And I remember when I got the download for me to start creating videos, okay? I was so nervous to create that video, okay, honey? I didn't, at the time, my youngest daughter, who is now 5 years old, at that time, she probably was about, I want to say like 4 months or 5 months. And she was there. I was breastfeeding her. Honey, I was so nervous doing the video that you could hear her sucking the nipple, sucking the milk out. It was louder than you can hear me speak because I was so nervous, okay? But what did I do? I kept on showing up, okay? I kept on showing up. Even with the Facebook. So my mother, she the one who had came up with the bright idea, with the good idea. Dina, I know you on YouTube. Try Facebook. And at that time, I can't be on Facebook. People know me, right? YouTube, it was a different world to me because, you know, I wasn't thinking that people that I know in real life, personally, that they would be watching my YouTube videos, right? Universe works its magic. But anywho, so when I did the Facebook, my first video, honey, you want to know how long I was on that video? If it's a such thing less than 1 second, which I know it is, I was on that video so quick and fast in a hurry. I couldn't wait to get off. And a lot of times, while we often are afraid, because sometimes we don't want to look silly, we don't want to look like something is wrong with us, we don't want to give up this persona, this identity, right? The ego, right? And so oftentimes, if you are afraid, see, I know what you're waiting for. You are waiting for the fear to be gone. But I'm here to tell you, honey, that fear ain't going nowhere. Not until you step into it. Not until you step into it. See, you don't have to have it all figured out to get started. You don't. Only thing you need to do is get started. And that's what I did. For 5.5 or 6 years, honey, I'd be confused with the time, but let's say 5.5 years, me being on Facebook, me doing social media. What I would do every day, I didn't know what content to put out. Only thing I did was put out my life, exactly what I was doing in real life. I was making smoothies. Honey, that's what I put in the content, okay? I would listen to inspirational stuff. So it allowed me to create more content because I was so inspired in spirit, that it allowed me to create more content, okay? I am here to tell you, honey, it's not the people that you see and you say, damn, they must be not scared. Honey, they were scared. They were scared once upon a time, okay? But what helped them was, it's bigger than them. Okay, that's what you have to get. Me doing content is bigger than me, okay? It was about so many people that I felt that was suffering, so many people that was so sick of living this illusionary lifestyle, okay? That I wanted to encourage people that there's a better way. So do understand and get, you don't have to have it all figured out, okay? And in the words of Aaron Dowdy, once you start it, you are it, okay? The moment you say, I am going to be a YouTuber or a content creator, okay? Now I am going to be. I am a content or YouTube creator. And let me tell you something. If you are a person that is like, people ain't gonna get me, honey, they gonna get you. Your tribe is going to feel your vibe, okay? People are waiting for your message. They want to hear from you, okay? And for you to have courage, you gotta walk through that fear, honey. You gotta walk. You gotta know you gonna be good. You gotta know you gonna come out on top. You gotta know things are working for the greater good in your favor. You gotta know that. You gotta get that. You gotta understand that. Okay? It's nothing to be afraid of but fear itself. And it is an illusion. Oftentimes you feel like you got something to protect, hide, or defend. Okay? And you do not have to protect nothing, to hide nothing, or defend anything. Okay? So walk into that. Do that. You ain't have to have everything figured out. You do not need to have everything figured out in order for you to get started. Some people feel like, well, I can't speak about prosperity because, I still borrow money from my family or whatever it is. Honey, but it'll come one day where as though you are able to feed your whole entire family. Okay? Some people may say, I was listening to Aaron Dowdy, who's another YouTuber, and one of the things he was saying was when he first started doing YouTube videos, he did not know how to edit. Okay? Also, he was living at his father's house, and he thought he wasn't worthy to teach law of attraction because there he was living at his father's house. Okay? And I guess he felt like, what gave him the right to think he could teach law of attraction when he don't even have his own house? Let me tell you something. It does not matter where you are. It does not matter where you are. Okay? Keep the faith. Keep on believing. And understand that your time is in the here and the now. Okay? Understand that everything is working out and it's in your favor because it really is. It truly is. And like the book The Alchemist, when you follow your heart, the whole universe will conspire to work in your favor. Okay? Follow your heart. Listen to that thing that is keeping you up at night. Do the thing that you are so terrified to do. But once, honey, you do it. Like when I did that video on Facebook, I started the video. Honey, at first I didn't even know how to start the video, okay? And when I did it, I just spoke. I don't even remember what the hell I said, right? But I spoke. And after I did it that one day, I showed up the next day. And then, honey, next minute I was on Instagram. Wasn't on Instagram. I didn't spend a whole lot of energy or give a lot of energy on Instagram, mainly on Facebook and YouTube. But I was afraid. Okay? This, you see me speaking to the camera so easily. But honey, it wasn't always like this. I wasn't always like this. Okay? So what you have to understand is you have nothing to hide, defend, or protect. Follow your heart. Do the thing that scares you. And honey, your confidence is going to go up, but also it shows how courageous you are. Understand people are waiting for your message. You have something wonderful to share to the world, your gift, okay? And you don't have to have it all figured out. See, once you start it, you are it. And with that being said, I love you guys.